for those of you listening on the pod.
Welcome into hour 2. Let's continue this. What do you guys think about Emeka Egbuka? Has anything changed on the front for you guys? We got him in the 21 spot. Obviously, the Packers top 30 visit, all that good stuff. Let's start with you this time, Tim. What do you think, man? I'd be totally okay with Egbuka at 23, man. And we kind of jumped on him about a month ago. I feel like we were leading the charge there because I remember catching some flack for it. I still got the scars from me going, man, Emeka Egbuka might be the pick. Then when they did the top 30 visit, everybody shut up. So, but anyway, what do you think, too?
I would agree. And there, he feels like the most likely to be there too at that point of the first round. You know what I mean? We talk about T-Mac all the time. T-Mac's going to probably, I don't want to make sweeping predictions here, but I see him going, inside the top 20 probably in this draft, depending on how things stack out. So yeah, if Egbuka's on the board at 23, I would have no problem if they took him at all. Of course, again, that I don't think Goody's going to double dip and take my boy Jaden Higgins in the second round, so I'd have to wave goodbye to my draft crush. But Egbuka's that dude. So yeah, long answer to a short question. Yes, I would be cool with him at 23. What about you, Excelio?
Yeah, I've always liked Egbuka, man. I think he's a dog. If it really happened, I would be crazy happy, but I think it'd be kind of like a Christian Watson type thing where, maybe they wanted to get back into the first round, couldn't figure it out, get into the front of round 2, grab him and get squared away and go.
I can see that. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised either if he's the top receiver taken.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit. If people do genuinely have concerns about Tet, I could see them just going, all right, you know what, Egbuka's the safer pick here. And that's really the story there when you talk about those two receivers, right? To tell two different receivers. You got a guy who's got extremely high upside in Tet McMillan, but, people are truly concerned about, hey, he might not love football. You guys know how we feel about that, and I'll just leave that alone. Then maybe he drops below, and Egbuka's that dude, like Greg Cosell said, you can bank on him being a 10-year vet. Just one of those dudes. Day one, he's going to come in, be a professional. He's going to be able to pick up the route tree early. Love the quad pads there too. You see the cross on that? Pretty sweet, ain't it?
Absolutely. That's crazy. We went from just the 3 ripples across it to now they got designs on them. And then even in Madden, you can pick you want the little honeycomb ones or do you want the old school? Like, come on now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next on the list here from Tom Pelissero is Jared Wilson. We've got him in the 104 spot out of Georgia. He was a junior, came out early, obviously, center out of Georgia. Tom Pelissero's here, and he may go in the first round. Here's what he says. Top center prospect, allowed 0 sacks and 511 pass block snaps per PFF. Quick, tested well at the combine, though not as strong as some. Expected day 2 pick. Could go late in round 1. I would be a little bit surprised.
Breaking news, Clayton. He's at 100 on our board right now.
Is he really?
Wow. Mr. Excelio updated our board live on the show.
Look at y'all.
100 spot now.
Tell you, man, sometimes I think we know what the hell we're doing on here. I don't know. I'm not 100%.
Like, we actually have a board put together? Come on, this spot. Like, what?
All right. What do y'all think about Jared Wilson? Do y'all think absolutely no way he slides into the first round? Emilio, if you're looking at the board, I don't know if you are or not, but what brings him down a little lower where we're, the fact that he says he may climb into the first round would suggest most people have him at least in the 60s on their board, right? Right. Why do we have him at 104 now?
We have PFF no score in 22, 23. He was 64 overall last year, 11th. PFF Big Board had him at 103, and Consensus had him at 143. So those aren't helping. 33rd team put him in at 134. Dane Brugler had him at 83. He doesn't have a number from DJ yet, but he does have that -5 RAS. I really think it's going to be based on team needs. If Zabel goes and a team needs a center and they're worried about anything else, I think you pull the trigger on it. I mean, it's coming from a strong program in Georgia, knows what he's doing. He played there. I think he strictly played there.
I believe so too. Yeah.
So I mean, he's a dog. If you need somebody to shore up your center position, I could definitely see it going. Definitely a reach, but you always got to protect the high dollar QB.
Yeah. What do you think, Tim?
87 on PFF's big board now, so he's moving up quickly. And man, lot to work on. I'm seeing notes on his football IQ and anticipation, things that he needs to work on with more snaps, more reps. But 6'3", 310, barely 22 years old. I would not be mad if this guy was a Packer at all.
Yeah. So there you go. Jared Wilson in the 104 spot on our board. Next, another top 30 visit for the Packers, Tyleik Williams. As of the creation of this article, he was 35th on our board. Emilio, you cut me off and let me know if he's changed. Tyleik Williams, Ohio State defensive tackle senior, stands out in a deep defensive line class due to his size, 6'2" and 7/8", 334 pounds. He's played 51 games and run stopping ability. Hamstring injury at the pro day limited pre-draft process, but not seen as long-term issues. You guys know he fell down, but his 10-yard split was scorching for a man his size, which means he's got that quickness, that burst. Hearing Ryan do his defensive line breakdown on him today, just talking about how much he really liked Tyleik Williams and how he's a kind of a sure tackler too, if I remember correctly. But is he still in the 50 or the 35 spot for us?
He is. Yep, he's leading that tier. It's just him, Xavier Watson, Matthew Golden in that 30 to 35 lot.
Got it. And Tim, it says here he had 6 top 30 visits, including with teams picking late in round 1. What do you think about Tyleik? Tyleik's one of my prospects that if Goody took him at 23, I'd be totally fine with it. Totally fine with it.
Me too. Absolutely. I want D-line early in this draft. And it is interesting to see that these teams who have like late picks in round 1 are all taking top 30 visits with him. So it's going to be tough. If he's on the board, that's a guy you got to think about. I like a lot of what I see from him.
Yeah. What about you, Emilio? How you feel about it, man?
Yeah, strong, powerful guy. If we need that TJ Slayton replacement, I think he's it. I mean, DJ had him 30th, 33rd, 47th, and Dane had him 33rd. Greg Cosell absolutely loved him. I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, if they Packers want him, that's a boy that we can bring in and put a G on.
Definitely. This next name, I'm damn proud to say that we were way ahead of the curve on Tyler Shough. Like we talked about him months ago. And again, it was because keeping our ear to the streets, the Greg Cosell streets, and knowing Greg Cosell saying, hey, I got this guy as my second best quarterback. He's still in the 98 spot on our big board. But I just remember us having that conversation.
94 now.
94 now. I remember us having that conversation that, man, Greg Cosell saying this dude's going to be a first-round talent. Not he's going to be a first-round pick. He's saying he's a first-round talent. He doesn't project. He doesn't predict where guys are going to be taken. He does not build lists in order. He just simply watches the tape, gives a scouting report, and moves on, right? And he's like, This is my second-best quarterback. Like, meaning after watching the tape, he loved Cam Ward. By the way, Greg Cosell was all over Cam Ward back in the summer last year when no one else was. And it was hilarious. When the draft coverage started, he's like, Greg Cosell said something to the effect with Ross Tucker. I'm going to laugh when all of a sudden Cam Ward becomes that dude that separates himself. The tape has been there. He said, I did his write-up last summer. I haven't even touched it since. And I'm telling you, this dude has elite level traits. And then he said Tyler Shough is number 2. So here's what it says. Emerged as a next-tier quarterback behind Cam Ward, competing with Shedeur Sanders, Jackson Dart, and Jalen Milroe. Career stats, 62.7% completion percentage, 3,195 yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 2024 at Louisville. Strength is size at 6'4" and 7'8", so basically 6'5", 219. Accuracy, processing. Concerns is age. He's 25 years old. Of course, you can look at Bo Nix and what happened there. Injury history. Collarbone, I'm not worried about. Shoulder, I think it was on his left arm, I believe. I could be wrong. And then the leg is what you're most concerned about. But then, again, he goes into the 40 or goes into the combine and runs a 4.6 40, the same as Aaron Rodgers. At 6'5" is just insane, man. It says could be a first-round pick if teams believe in his potential as a long-term starter. Anything you guys want to add to Tyler Shough, man? It's going to be interesting to see where he goes. I can just see us being there at the draft on Thursday night, sitting there on the live stream. And by the way, guys, make sure you sub to the channel. We will be going live for the first, second, and third round. It's going to be a hell of a draft party we're going to put on. It's going to be a great time. I could see us being sitting there at about, 28 or 29, and here there's a trade and somebody jumps up in the first round and takes Tyler Shough.
Yeah, wouldn't shock me. He was fun to watch in the Senior Bowl. And I'll tell you, I've got him in my mind. higher than Jackson Dart right now. Dart has fallen for me in this respect. So if we do end up, grabbing a quarterback in this draft, maybe Tyler Shough falls on draft day and we end up stealing him later. It's a possibility. The best time to take one is when you don't, really need one. Ted Thompson 101, right? So I think there's a lot to like about Tyler Shough, other than obviously the injury history and the age. That's a bit of a knock. But you look at the numbers and you look at the game tape on him. He's fun to watch, man.
Yeah, definitely.
4 degrees this man has. So I also gave him the little graduation cap. Yes, but I mean, smart guy. That's why you get the processing. Mechanics could be there. He's got the frame for it. I mean, that's a prototypical QB right there. If we wanted someone to stand in the pocket and spin it.
Yep,
definitely. All right, so there you go again. Tom Pelissero kind of talking about what he's hearing and these guys that may slide into the first round. Tyler Shough, quarterback out of Louisville. Tyleik Williams, Ohio State defensive tackle. Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State. And Carson Swisinger, linebacker out of UCLA. So, all right, Tim, you ready to do this mock draft, sir?
I am.
You're ready to go.
Ready to get roasted, man. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. The best what I've learned is anytime any of us do a mock draft, just turn the notifications off and don't look at the comments for a couple of days, because I'm telling you, you could knock it out of the park and there's going to be somebody going there and going, oh, really? You didn't take a corner? You didn't? There's always something somebody's going to complain about. But I love doing these exercises, and I really enjoyed having everybody do their individual one, just to kind of – it's a learning experience for me, because I've done a ton of mock drafts, and when I get done, it's like, okay, I know what I like. I know the direction I want to go, but maybe I didn't think of – taking 2 receivers back to back with the first 2 picks like Jacob did last night. Or maybe, Emilio, obviously Jahdae Barron falling in his lap, which it happened for Jacob too, Emilio. And Jacob said, I'm trading down. I'm taking 2 receivers in a row.
I listened to that. I don't know what.
I figured you would not like it. The majority of people liked it a lot, but you know how Packer fans are. They want their wide receivers. So, but all right, Tim, you ready to roll, man?
Yes, sir. Fire it up.
Here we go. Let's crank it up. And again, we could trade back if you want to at any point. You just let me know.
Oh, we're trading back.
What's happening? Huh?
I would like to trade back with the Texans, please. Houston.
So you don't even want to see the board right now?
Nope. We're going to move
back. Tim said, nope. Don't want to be sold on anything.
2 spots. We're moving back 2 spots, and we're going to pick up some capital here.
That's it.
All right, so for the people on the pod, just in this particular one, I haven't seen this happen in the last 4 or 5 mocks we've done. Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle out of Texas, is there in the 13th spot. Mike Green at 17, Colston Loveland at 18, Malachi Starks at 21, Josh Simmons 23, and everything else kind of falls into place the way it has. Emilio, do you know where we have Kelvin Banks at on our board? Is he a little lower or higher? Where's he at?
Kelvin Banks is 13th on the board, leading the tier with Kenneth Grant, Shamar, Jahdae Shedeur, Mike Green, and Walter Nolan.
Boy, if Goody's board looks like that, he's probably running the card. Brace yourself. I'm just telling you. I just don't think Kelvin Banks makes it to 23 personally. So, Tim, you want to trade back 2 spots with Houston? Is that right, sir?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to go trade back with Houston. We're going to pick 23 for pick 25. You want to try to pick up 79 or 89?
I'd like to try and get 79 first if we can.
All right. They said no, sir. All right. So let's
try
come
89.
back in and try 89 now. They said no, sir. Now you can give something back if you want.
No. Nope. Let's just bail. I'll stick and pick now. See, this worked for me earlier. I traded back. I cooked in my mock earlier today.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could try another team here too. We could go back to the Rams or Baltimore.
No, let's look at. I'd like to look at D-line here.
You see where my cursor went before you even said it?
Yeah, he knew.
I knew. So you got Kenneth Grant at the 25 spot, Tyleik Williams 43, Darius Alexander 52, TJ Sanders 55. So obviously, you could trade back and still get Tyleik Williams. If you like Kenneth Grant here, now's the time to take him. No doubt about it.
I think so. What about edge real quick? Let's just look at edge.
Mm-hmm. Edge defender, you got Mike Green, James Pierce Jr., Nick Scorton, and Landon Jackson.
All right, we're going to draft Kenneth Grant out of Michigan at 23. Let's run it.
Where's Kenneth Grant on our board, Emilio?
Mr. Kenneth Grant is right behind Calvin Banks at level number 14. Packers met with them East-West Shrine game threshold fit.
Got it. So we got the 14th best prospect in a position that could take over for Kenny when he's gone. We know that cap number blimps next year. Love it.
Man.
All right, Kenneth Grant, pick 23. All right, now going back to pick 54 as the picks are rolling in here. Best available, Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State, Benjamin Morrison, cornerback, Notre Dame, Mason Taylor, tight end, LSU, Jaden Higgins.
Bro, stop playing with me. Draft Jaden Higgins.
Mason Taylor, welcome to the team. No, I'm kidding.
So we're going to break the world record here. Fastest mock draft we've ever done on PTA. Tim's just rolling here. We're going to go Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State, at pick 54. Man, that's great value that Higgins fell that far. Holy cow, man. That is awesome.
Right. So, let's look at pull up cornerback, please.
All right. Cornerback, you got Darian Porter out of Iowa State, Jacob Parrish, Kansas State, Denzel Burke, Ohio State. Which one do we have higher, Amelia? I'd like to know here. Darian Porter or Jacob Parrish?
Darian Porter we have at 66. Let me see.
Porter out of Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Parrish is 104. So definitely further down. And DJ really does like Porter, size, speed combo. He went up against Jaden Higgins all the time. He went up against Noel all the time in practice. A couple top 100 receivers there. So I don't think that would be a bad pull at all.
Yeah. So it's going to drop off dramatically at corner after Porter, right, Emilio? That's basically what we're learning. Yeah.
I'm just double checking my my cheat sheet here.
He is actually.
Let's run the card on him. Let's do it. Yep, Darian Porter.
What you going to say, Emilio?
All I was going to say is Azrae Thomas, Porter, and Morrison are all in the same 60 tier, and then there's not another corner until Harrison 3 tiers down.
Okay. That's a good note to make for draft night. Like after these 3 go, according to our board, really drops off. So that's great stuff. So, all right, Darian Porter, cornerback, Iowa State, A+. Look at Tim getting A's across the board tonight, baby. Let's go. All right. Next pick is going to be pick 124. We have already taken at pick 23, defensive tackle Kenneth Grant. Pick 54, Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State. Pick 87, Darian Porter, cornerback, Iowa State. What would you like to see, sir?
I would like to see offensive tackle and interior O-line if we can. We can do tackle first here.
Offensive tackle Anthony Belton out of NC State, top 30 visit. Chase Lunt, offensive tackle UConn, shorter arms, might kick inside, but he does have a lot of experience playing swing tackle. And for those that think less than 33, there's no way they can play tackle, go see Bulaga. Bulaga had shorter arms. They said, we're going to kick him inside. They put him in at guard. And hearing his words, not mine, he said, I couldn't do it. I was not built to play guard. They put him out at right tackle. I don't know. He just plays 10 years for your Green Bay Packers, a tackle with shorter arms. So just keep that in mind. Anthony Belton, Chase Lunt, Holland Pierce are the top there. Tim, you want to see interior as well?
Yeah, let's see interior real quick.
Interior, Charles Grant, Jackson Slater, Seth McLaughlin, and Caleb Rogers. Emilio, where do we have Anthony Belton on our big board? And
115.
115. And where's Charles Grant?
Charles Grant is 78. Senior Bowl participant, captain, his PFF 22-32, 23-42, and 24-8.
Nice. So there's another Senior Bowl guy.
Yep.
If you're going offensive line, that's the dude here, I believe, Tim. You want to see another
top 50?
Yeah, we're gonna pull up wide receiver again.
Krista Casuin said Bakhtiari had short arms as well. Great point there. He said wide receiver, Tim.
Let me see receivers. Let's see who's up here.
Tez Johnson, Ty Felton, Jalen Lane, Andrew Armstrong, and Kobe Hudson. Where do we got Ty Felton again, Emilio, on our board?
TAY, correct.
TAI.
120.
So it still would be Charles Grant here for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna run the card. Charles Grant.
I like it.
I love it, man. You're getting great value here, dude. Look at that, another A+, Charles Grant, William and Mary. Tim crushing it here.
Okay, let's see. Now we got to go back to the defense. You know me.
Oh,
you know what? Let me see D-line again.
All right. D-line, you got Jordan Phillips, Elijah Roberts, top 30 visit. Riley Mills out of Notre Dame, Ty Hamilton are your top 4 there.
Can you go back to all again?
Mm-hmm. All you've got Jordan Phillips, Devin Neal, Tez Johnson, Bashul Tootin, Ollie Gordon, Seth McLaughlin, Jeffrey Bassa, Smile Munden. It looks like you got a little flurry of linebackers here as well.
Yeah. So. Can you pull up Stackbacker, the whole list real quick?
Jeffrey Bassa, Smile Munden, Teddy Buchanan, Jay Higgins. Where's Bassa and Munden at on our board?
Bassa is 114.
Mm-hmm.
Mug. How am I spell that? Munden.
Mondon.
147.
So it'd be Bassa would be the best stack backer here.
All right, now Edge, please. Let's check out Edge.
Check out Edge. Mike with the super chat says Tim is always the best at this. Love it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it. Waited to put the closer in, man. He just let everybody else go before us.
We went to the bullpen. Said bring in Mariano Rivera.
Please, we need 2 outs. That's it.
Thanks for the super chat.
I only got 2 pitches though. That's it.
So edge defender, you got Powell Ryland, you got Tyler Batty, Kamen Rucker, Tyler Barron, and Fadil Diggs. Really don't like those, man. Those are kind of weak.
Neither do I. Yeah. I think I missed the boat on edge. I could have went a little earlier. One more time, cornerback
again, Za Frazier. You got Kobe Bryant, Upton Stout, Jordan Hancock. Where do we got Za Frazier? ZAH, Emilio. And then we'll look at Kobe Bryant.
Mr. Za is at 229.
Yeah, right. Kobe's further down, I think, too.
I believe so. Let's see here. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe is 117.
Oh, okay. So he's higher. So 117 with Kobe. Look at Elijah Roberts real quick. You probably get a bad grade for him, Tim. I'm trying to remember where we got Elijah at.
Roberts 109.
Yeah, top 30 visit too.
SMU, East West Shrine Game captain, wrestler, Packers met 30 visit, but he did not meet thresholds.
Yeah, and like what H.E. Solder said, though, Roberts gives you position flexibility for sure there. As we know, he's kind of wild in that regard. I want to say he ran a 4.7 40 too, if I remember correctly. So what are you thinking here, Tim? It looks like you got a corner and you got a D lineman there to kind of choose from. The D lineman's going to get you a bad grade for what it's worth. I don't know. It might not. Pick 159. You're getting him.
Yeah, I don't care about these grades. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go. We'll go with the D line pick. Where did you have him?
Mr. Roberts is
Roberts. That's who it is.
Yeah,
and he's at 109 on our board now.
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. So and you again, you had Kobe Bryant. What was he? 117, Emilio, I believe. Kobe Bryant. Yeah. So if you're going strictly by the board, Elijah Roberts is definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go Roberts. Let's go Roberts here.
All right, let's see what the grade says.
Otherwise, I was going to wait for, try and get Cam Jackson or one of these other guys or Tim Smith, but I like the Roberts pick. All right, so what do I got left? I got 2 picks left, 3 picks. What do I got?
Yeah, 3 picks left, 198, 237, and 250. So far, you went D tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, interior offensive line, D-line. Versatile D-line, I guess you could say.
Tight end, please. Just for
curiosity.
Oh, look at that.
Rondé
Gadsden here.
Is that what you want?
Yep, Rondé Gadsden.
Before we pull the trigger too quick, and we'll pick Gadsden, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I was thinking about this earlier today. Emilio, where do we have Gadsden, and where do we have Jalen Conyers? Those are the two that.
155 for Gadsden.
Okay.
And then
JALINCONY.
Conyers is 171. So he's 20 spots behind him.
So Gadsden will be the pick here. Good stuff, Tim. Is that what you want, man?
Yes, sir. Let's run
the call. All right, we're going to go a Rondé Gadsden tight end out of Syracuse, somebody you can flex out wide too. Put a big body out there at boundary X if you want. Look at that A right there. Back in the A column.
Wow.
All right. Now we need to let's see. Let me take a peek at. Oh,
Look how miscreant Tim's cooking tonight. I'm sorry.
whoa. Okay, so now I got a choice here because my gut's telling me Teddy Buchanan, but Tyler Batty. Where's Tyler Batty on our board?
That's a great question. I'd like to know that too.
Mr. Batty is 240 on the board at BYU East West Shrine.
Where's Teddy Buchanan? We're working Emilio like a dog, Tim. I like this. I'm just taking it.
Teddy is 179.
Oh, wow. That's my pick then. Let's take Teddy Buchanan.
-5 RAS, Tim, and he meets the threshold.
Yeah. Teddy Buchanan, you're a Packer. Let's go.
And Jay Higgins, you guys remember we had him ranked really high, and then he dropped. And I'm trying to remember where Dane Brugler had him. Where's Jay Higgins on our board, Emilio? And then tell me what the number is with Brugler. Because
Brugler has him 192, so a sixth rounder. He is 181 on our board, and he ran. I think they were saying he's still running his 40, so he's got a 0 RAS.
Got it. So Teddy Buchanan, right?
Yes,
Tim?
sir.
All right, we're gonna go linebacker out of California, Teddy Buchanan, A+. No big deal. No big deal at all.
250. This is the tricky part. I would like to see
Trade
corner.
back.
Corner, please.
All
Let
right,
me get a sixth rounder for next year.
right.
Okay. All right.
You
Because
got
I'm
Robert
thinking longer beam, or I'm thinking Huzzy, or actually no.
Running backs.
Where's hold on? Where's O'Donnell Fortune on our board, Emilio? Real quick.
Mr. O'Donnell.
We have him, I'm pretty sure, lower.
I think he is.
O'Donnell Fortune 277.
Emilio,
Okay.
why is he that low? Real quick.
PFF 22, he had a 91, 23, 456, 24, 18. What's really bringing him down? PFF Big Board 145. Consensus had him at 254. Dane has him at 256 UDFA.
Okay. Can I take a look at receiver one more time?
Absolutely.
See if some of my long shot. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? So
Where's
it's either
Nick
Nick
Nash
Nash or it's Ricky White here.
Yeah, look them both up for me.
Nick Nash is 152 on the board. East West Shrine captain and threshold. And
Click the button, Clayton.
Ricky,
Click the button.
Where's Ricky White? I got to know.
Ricky White is 146. So he's actually 6 spots ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So
6
Ricky
spots
White.
ahead.
Ricky White is a little higher than Nick Nash on our board right now.
That is correct.
That's
Ricky White at 146, Nick Nash at 152.
That's interesting. It can still be Nick Nash. I'm not trying to talk you out of it, Tim. It's just when we get to these spots where it's like, okay, between these two at this position, I want to just have this mental note of, no, they're pretty close to each other. You know,
We'll pull it up real quick on the board. Oh, you can't. You got it on the other screen. I was going to say tier 125. They're both in with Noah Williams, Ollie Gordon, Ricky White, CJ West, Josh Farmer, Kendall, Nick Nash. All of them are in the same one.
Let me ask you a question, Clayton. Can you scroll down a little? Is Ja'Cory Brooks still on the board?
I think he's gone. I could be wrong. Yeah, I want to say he probably went around the 5th round would be my guess.
Yeah, so he's gone.
Yeah, he's
we have him 299, Ja'Cory Brooks.
No way. Okay. All right. We thinking Nick Nash, Tim?
I'm thinking Nick Nash. But I'm also second guessing if I'm basically trying to make up my mind. Do I want to double dip at wideout or try and grab another corner?
Gotcha.
Pull up corner one more
You
time.
don't want to look at running backs, Tim, just in case.
So Robert
Yeah,
Long,
let's look at running backs. I'm going to trust Excelio here. I want to
Just take a peek. Just see if there's anything of value over there.
Mike Hebring said this draft is freaking awesome. Well done, Tim. Do not
Thank
listen
you.
to Emilio.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
All right, let's look at running back just to see who's there. Right.
Well, here we go. We get input from the Rusty Undercarriage live. Take Gadsden.
We already did, Jacob. Jeez, OP, man. Update your internet. Khalil Mullings, Taj Brooks, Corey Connor, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Montreal
Mullings is 158 on our board with a Senior Bowl and threshold fit.
Wow, that's 100 picks better than what I would have no problem with Goody taking him at 250 if the board fell that way. I think he'll be gone.
So it would be Ricky White at 146, Nick Nash at 152, and Mullings at 158.
And with cornerback, if we were forced to take a corner here, because like Tim said, I think you brought up a great point, Tim. You already got a wide receiver in Jaden Higgins. You already got Arondé Gasson who could play some boundary X and maybe flex him out a little bit, right? So it's like that wide receiver room all of a sudden got a little bit crowded. And you got Christian Watson coming back in November. So it's like, with that being said, cornerback, you got another spot for a corner on your roster, right? So Emilio, longer beam, what do you get? What's the number on him, man?
Longer beam, 295.
All right. Wally. Justin.
Wally is 328.
Huzzy
is 260.
Tommy Hill.
Hill is 221. Senior Bowl threshold fit.
Got it. And then what about Jermari Harris? That's when we get a bad grade for. I think he's a little
Harris
higher.
236. Threshold East-West Shrine.
And what was O'Donnell Fortune again? I know you said that earlier. I forgot to write it.
Was he 270 something?
Fortune 277.
77.
Huzzy, it's Huzzy, and then who was the one you said after Huzzy?
Tommy Hill.
Yeah, it's Huzzy and Hill. Huzzy being at 260, and then Hill being at 221.
And Prince pointed out Jason Marshall Jr. was a top 30 visit. He was highly touted coming out of high school as well.
Yep.
But he's pretty low on our board, right, Emilio?
Yes. Marshall.
Out of Florida.
Oh, wait. I remember him. How did
Marshall is 303 on our board. Cornerback outside, but is an East-West Shrine. Cheese emblem threshold 30 visit. He was hurt last year, though, which is really hurt.
Torn labrum. Not good.
But Tim, 98 overall card in Ultimate Team. So,
yeah, and some of these other boards have him inside the top 200 too, which is crazy. So
Tim didn't miss a beat. He's like,
Tim, like I'm the one scout that's just throwing the GM these stupid little dingers, and he's just head focused on what he needs to do.
He goes, yeah, and just keep going.
Shuffling through his own paper.
What are you thinking here, Tim? It's tough, man. 250 is tough.
Oh my goodness. Let's go. We're gonna go corner.
Okay.
And we're gonna go with longer beam. I think we're gonna go with longer beam. Cool. Or no, we had Huzzy was higher than him. Let's go with Huzzy. Elijah Huzzy out of Carolina.
That was right, Emilio, right?
Huzzy was higher. Yeah.
Or is it the other way around?
No, you had it. Huzzy was higher, and then actually Hill was higher than Huzzy. Huzzy is at 260, and then Hill is at 221.
So do they both meet the athletic threshold, Emilio?
Tommy Hill has threshold. Huzzy does not.
There you go. Everything points to Tommy Hill here.
Let's take the kid from Nebraska then.
Oh, Tommy Hill.
Oh, Tommy Hill there. Let's go.
He used to pick up cannolis for me down in Brooklyn. Tommy Hill, C+, my ass.
Get out of here.
I did with that grade. All right, there you go. Let's hit the first round like we always do here. Now it's getting back to normal, gents. Cam Ward, number 1, finally. Thank goodness, right? Travis Hunter, number 2. Jalen Walker, 3. Armand Membu, 4. Mason Graham, 5. Jahdae Barron, 6. We were all over Jahdae Barron before many people were. That dude, man, all of a sudden he skyrocketed. Will Campbell, 7. Shamar Stewart, 8. Will Johnson, 9. Abdul Carter, 10. Michael Williams, 11. Omarion Hampton, 12. Shedeur Sanders, 13 to the Dolphins. Wow. 2 have been put on notice. Ashton Gienti at 14. Jihad Campbell at 15. Tet McMillan, 16 to the Cardinals. Walter Nolan, 17 to the Bengals. Donovan Ezeraku, 18. Ty Warren, 19. Luther Burden, 20. Derek Harmon, 21. Matthew Golden, 22. Kenneth Grant, I love that pick. 23, defensive tackle out of Michigan. 24, Kelvin Banks. 25, Josh Connerly. 26, Trey Amos. 27, Mike Green. 28, Colston Loveland. 29, Nick Scorton. 30, Maxwell Hairston. 31, Malachi Starks. 32, Gray Zabel. Now let's look at Tim's picks here for the Green Bay Packers. At pick 23, Kenneth Grant. Pick 54, wide receiver Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. 87, Darian Porter, cornerback out of Iowa State. 124, Charles Grant, interior offensive lineman William and Mary. 159, Elijah Roberts, defensive lineman out of SMU. 198, Arondé Gadsden, the second tight end out of Syracuse. 237, Teddy Buchanan, linebacker out of California. And at 250, Tommy Hill, cornerback out of Nebraska. Dude, you got value at every damn pick. That's solid.
I think we did all right today, boys. Good work.
There was no trades, right? That was all stick and pick?
Yep. We tried to trade, but, didn't work out like I wanted it to. It's funny when I did a dry run this morning doing a little prep, it worked out just fine, and I was cooking. So I wasn't prepared to stick and pick, but I'm glad the board fell this way. I think we did all right tonight.
Man, you prepped, Tim? I should have prepped before mine. I was
I just did a couple dry runs. That's
I got on here. They said, "Yeah, you're drafting today." Okay.
This is a great point. I think I know what Margin Cron's talking about.
Yeah.
0 SEC. There was no SEC players in this draft. That's wild to think about. But again, I like them all. I really do. And you guys know I'm a big Walter Nolan guy. I'd stand on the table for that dude. I think he's one of the best defensive tackles in this draft. Kenneth Grant is higher than Walter Nolan on our board, right? So if we're sticking to the board, Kenneth Grant over Walter Nolan. However, I believe, ain't that right, Emilio? Or did something change?
No, that's correct.
That's right. But you guys know personally, remove the board. Clayton, which one do you like more? I like Walter Nolan more than Kenneth Grant. But again, you stick to the board. You don't go off.
They are in the same tier. They're 5 spots away from each other, though.
Gotcha.
Right.
So
I look at those two names and I'm like, if I'm fixated on going D-line, it's like whoever the heck's on the board for me, I'm going to pick, and tonight it was Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
If Walter Nolan was there, I would have drafted him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Chad Ink said, I'd sleep great Saturday night if the draft looked like this. Amen, man. I'd be sleeping great anyway. We probably have one too many cannolis and daddy sodas.
Fall asleep in the Uber, you mean, right?
Absolutely.
Fall asleep at the draft table. Like we're going to set up a table where we can all kind of sit at and be on the screen together rather than scattered throughout the house. Yeah, Saturday morning, y'all gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up and cook up that Cafe Bustelo, and he's gonna find me in there. I'll be on a table like this.
We just need some sausage and some flour. We'll be making some biscuits and gravy, and we'll get off to the races here.
We will have breakfast DoorDash. There's no doubt about that.
Let's go.
I'm gonna light up DoorDash. If anybody buys stock in the market, go buy some DoorDash right now. Their value's about to go through the roof before I get to Green Bay. Promise you that.
Oh man!
All right. Anything else, boys? This was fun. That's a good show.
Save that one for me, just for reference.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'll do the same thing I did for Emilio. I'm going to DM it to you. Emilio didn't have enough hair on his ass to tweet it out, so I had to do it for him, I believe.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah. I'll DM it to you right now, Tim.
Thanks,
yeah, Larry here. Tim said, "Nice draft, Tim. It would have been disappointing if you didn't get Higgins, right?" Exactly.
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate that, and everybody in the chat too. Thanks for the compliments. I appreciate it. Did the best I could. I see we got Greg Rice, no tackle, no edge. I made an effort. I just didn't. There was nobody I was in love with there.
Tim, you know what to tell Greg Rice. You tell that man we already have a tackle on the roster, and his name's Travis Claus. That's exactly what you tell that man.
Season 3, 72 overall card. Brambo with the been a member for 5 months. He says, "Where do I park on Thursday afternoon, Tim?" Tim already got the hookup on his park.
I took care of that like 3 weeks ago, man.
Tim's already parked his car there 2 months ago. He's ready to go.
You want to know where I'm parking at? I'm gonna go. Where's my Uber app? Take me to the front gate.
Yep.
I'm not trying to walk anywhere, man. What do you think, Tim? You got any advice for him, man?
If you stay north of Lombardi Avenue, there's first come first serve street parking in the city of Green Bay. If you're south of Lombardi Avenue and you're in the Ashwaubenon area, it's going to be slim pickings over there. Otherwise, there's a bunch of private lots, people on their driveways, grass, front yard. You can park. I've seen everything from $75 and up for the day. So Thursday afternoon is going to be a bit busy. It's probably the busiest day. So get there early.
Too old for this. Accuse me of doing insider trading there with the DoorDash comment. You got to play to win, man. I will say this, really excited. Ryan is bringing the family up, Ryan from Packernet Podcast. So it's going to be the whole crew, I believe, minus one. So going to bring 3 kids and his wife's going to come with. I'm excited for his wife, Alicia, to be able to meet Mandy and Jordan and obviously Kate. It's going to be a great time, man. It's going to be, they say it's going to be a football festival at the draft all day. So it's just going to be family environment. I can't wait to get out there and see the kids running the 40s and all that stuff, man. It's just going to be absolutely awesome. Stuff I didn't get to experience as a kid. It's so cool to live vicariously through other people's kids, and see them having a blast and see some drunk grown men probably fall down running the 42. That's what I'm there for. We got to have the camera rolling, no doubt about it. So,
That will not be me. I will not be that person.
Mm-hmm. Greg Rice said, bring a snow shovel and an ice cream. We already looked at the forecast, sir. It's going to be awesome. We're looking at 55 to 60 degrees pretty much every day.
Well, it is Wisconsin. I will remind you that if you wait 10 or 15 minutes, the forecast might change. So it's not set in stone yet. Bring at least a raincoat for sure while you're up here. Emilio,
tell them what the temp's going to be down here tomorrow.
What, 85?
Yeah. I think 88. I think 88 Sunday they were projecting originally.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's toasty. Trust me.
Yep. All right. Well, that's it. Yeah, and I know everybody's worried about the night, like not Thursday night. Yeah, see, we're going to be hanging out at the draft during the day and then going back and doing the live stream for everybody here. So we'll be out there during the warm weather and then get back to the house and get everything set up. So draft party's on, guys. Live stream, first round, second and third round. We'll probably be at the draft on day 3, just hanging out most of the day. And if we get bored with it, then we'll get back to the house and do a live stream there and kind of button everything up. But you guys know day 3 gets to be a grind. But first round is going to be awesome. Second and third is probably my favorite. That's why I kind of hope they trade back and get a bunch of picks in the second and third round. I would be all about that, especially if they trade back up too. So it's going to be awesome, man. Awesome time. So make sure you're subbed to the channel. Make sure you join our Patreon group. Again, the giveaway tomorrow. Cutoffs tonight at midnight. We're going to be giving away an autographed Sean Ryan rookie card. Anyone who's in the $3 tier member or higher on Patreon, just a way for us to give back for those of you who support the channel. And be getting great feedback, too. The numbers are through the roof, man. Absolutely through the roof. If we keep the pace we're going, we may fall a little bit short, but I'm thinking tomorrow there's a good chance we will be celebrating a new milestone here on the YouTube channel. 200,000 views in the last 28 days on the channel.
Let me just add to that, Clay. I'm pretty sure we would also be breaking 1 million views for the second time YouTube. The second time we've already broken 1 million views. You took some from us, but we're actually going to be breaking that, I believe, tomorrow as well.
Let's go.
Close to it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Again, congratulations to everybody. I see everybody congratulating the chat. Congratulations to you guys, man. Y'all made this happen.
Yeah, we're at like 999,000 or 998,000 views. So
it's wild. Yeah. Silly
Click
little
that like button. Click the like.
I'm telling you, man, it helps more than you know. It does. Like I said, we had last week alone, we had 16,000 different people view the channel. So if half of them sub, we would double our subs, you know. Right. And I know everybody in the chat's already subbed, but if you're here for the first time and you like the content, hit that sub, man, for sure. Thank you, Bates. Appreciate you, man. Everybody, Greg, everybody, you guys are awesome. So we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central for PTA Live. Like Easton Butler was saying, we may get another top 30 visitor too come down the pike. And then, of course, my plan, Mandy thinks I'm a madman, but my plan is to keep the normal schedule. Tuesday night, we'll do a show, and then I'm on a plane 5 a.m. Wednesday morning, and we'll be in Green Bay by noon. So that's the goal here. So appreciate everybody. All the super chats tonight too. Clint gifting 5 Packers Total Access memberships. They will be entered into the contest tomorrow as well. Mike Heberding with the super chats tonight. We appreciate you, buddy, and Brambo obviously being a member for 5 months here on YouTube. So that's it, guys. Appreciate your time. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a great night. As always, let's go out and be.
And we go. Bye, guys.